When is Giancarlo Stanton returning to the Yankees? After live batting practice on Tuesday, followed by another productive session on Wednesday, according to Greg Joyce, Giancarlo Stanton could return as soon by the end of May. Giancarlo does expect to go on a rehab assignment. He just doesn't know when it will begin. Aaron Boone, though, mentioned that it should be a short one considering he's just a pure hitter at this point. He doesn't play the field, and it shouldn't really take him as long as it would a player who's been out for a while that plays the field like DJ LeMahieu. It shouldn't take Stanton as long as that. But Giancarlo said this about a potential return to the Yankees. He said, "If I'm out there, I'm good enough to play." And there's nothing more clear cut than that. If he's out there, that means he's healthy, he's ready to go, he feels good, and that he's ready to play. Aaron Boone, though, said this about Giancarlo's potential return. "I know when G's in there, he's ready to go. He's not going to be in there if he doesn't feel like he can be really productive, so I know when that time comes, when he's ready to do that, we should be in a good spot. And hopefully, we've done some things the latter part of the winter and into the spring that will set him up to be able to physically do it and withstand it. But also understanding he'll probably deal with some things." So, Giancarlo, we all know he dealt with this elbow pain, this tennis elbow, if you will, and both of his freaking elbows last year. And he had, in my opinion, a really good season for the Yankees. Giancarlo last year, he hit .233, 27 home runs, 72 RBI, a 773 OPS, a 115 OPS plus. Giancarlo did miss some time. However, when he was in the lineup, the Yankees were a lot better with him in it than without him. With him in the lineup, the Yankees were 71-43. Without Giancarlo Stanton, the Yankees were 23-25. That includes having Juan Soto in the lineup. That includes having Aaron Judge in the lineup. It just goes to show you how important Giancarlo is to this New York Yankee lineup, how much of an impact he made. And his postseason stats speak for themselves, guys. Last year in the postseason for the New York Yankees, Giancarlo put the team on his back when Aaron Judge struggled. Juan Soto did have a nice postseason for us. But last year, Giancarlo hit .273, 7 home runs, 16 RBI with a 1048 OPS and a 709 slug. He was the ALCS MVP. I'm going to say this time and time again, Giancarlo means a lot to this New York Yankee lineup, and for people to disrespect him, it really doesn't make any sense to me. We're just forgetting what he did for us, not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in the World Series. And in fact, I mean, if Nestor doesn't come in there and blow the game like he did, if we had Tim Hill, you could say if we had Tim Hill in there, maybe we win. Maybe. But if Nestor goes in there and does his job and doesn't get served like he did, well, we could be talking about that game one a little differently, because Giancarlo, I think, hit a go-ahead or at least a game-tying home run in that game. So he meant so much to this Yankee lineup last year. And this year, they're 21-16. Okay, 5 games over 500. We have had some guys step up in his absence, like Ben Rice, Trent Grisham, Paul Goldschmidt. We're going to go over all 3 of those guys in a few moments. But us being just 5 games over, we should be a few more, in my opinion. The bullpen kind of blew a couple for us. But if we had Giancarlo in the lineup, maybe we score a couple more runs than we did in those games, and we win a few more of those games that we blew this year. So maybe we're, 24-13 at this point. Maybe, possibly. I could also be talking out of my butt right now. Who knows? But there are players that have stepped up in Giancarlo's absence, and let's start with Ben Rice. Ben Rice hitting .254, 8 home runs, 15 RBI, 553 slug, 904 OPS with a 154 OPS plus. If you expected this out of Ben Rice from the jump, if you expected this, as I said in a video the other day, go find the casino, play the slots, play the tables, win some money. because Ben Rice performing like he's performed, he's probably surprised a lot of people. And listen, not that he didn't have this in him. We saw last year when he first came up, when Ben Rice gets hot, he's hot. He's scorching hot. And this year so far to open up 2025, he's been very good. I think Ben Rice, if he continues to get playing time, he could end up with 25 home runs, 25 to 30 home runs this year. It's basically what he hit last year between the major leagues and the minors. Ben Rice is very good so far. And I hope when Giancarlo comes back, I hope it doesn't mean that Ben Rice's playing time gets cut. I hope it doesn't mean that. But another guy who's stepping up, Trent freaking Grisham. I remember this past offseason, people were saying, why not trade Grisham for salary relief? The guy's hitting 292, 10 home runs, 20 RBI, 640 slug, 1017 OPS, 185 OPS plus. If you don't remember, we acquired Grisham along with Juan Soto. Juan Soto's a New York Met now. Grisham is obviously still a Yankee. Grisham is basically replaced Juan Soto's production. In this short amount of time, I don't expect Grisham to sustain this level of success, this level of play. But if you told me, once again, go play the slots, if you thought that Grisham was going to hit 292 with 10 dingers, I knew the guy had power. Last year, he hit nine home runs, like 170 at-bats. If he had the same amount of at-bats as Verdugo, you're looking at like a 27, 30 home run hitter. That's what you're looking at. And when I pointed that out a while ago, people called me crazy saying, oh, relax, Grisham stinks. Oh, well, what is he doing? He's getting pretty consistent playing time. He's getting opportunities. He's got 10 home runs and he's hitting 292. Like, the guy's hitting 292 and he's a wonderful outfielder. He's really great. Now, already the Yankees are struggling with giving him playing time because you have to try to fit in Dominguez there. You have to try to give Bellinger playing time too. So it's been, sometimes it's a little tough. It's like, okay, we have to bench Trent. We could bring him in, have him pinch hit. He does well with that too. But Grisham so far this year has been great. And listen, for those of you who want Trent to play over Dominguez, I mean, those same people did not have the same energy when Anthony Volpe struggled way back when. Because Anthony Volpe struggled in his first year and last year, let's be honest. And this year too, let's not forget, he went sad. What a horrible stretch. Now he's starting to hit, and I'm really happy about that. But if you treated Anthony Volpe the way you did, which was positively, let's give that same treatment to the Martian, who in my opinion is going to be a better hitter than Anthony Volpe. Call me nuts, that's what I think. But this year, Trent Grisham hitting 292, 10 home runs, tremendous, and he's picked it up in Giancarlo's absence. Now, Paul Goldschmidt, everyday first baseman, so maybe he doesn't fall under this category, but I think he does. He's just another guy who stepped up, hitting 341, 3 home runs, 17 RBI, 464 slug, 854 OPS, 144 OPS plus. Plays a solid first base. He's a veteran. He could end the year with like a 290 average, and I'll be thrilled. He was a guy that the Yankees signed for 1 year, veteran presence, expected him to be good, but not this good. And I'm glad he's been this good. Will he sustain this? As I just said, I could see him hitting 290. I could see him having a Wade Boggs type season where he hits 12, 13 home runs, but he finishes with a 290, 300 average. That's if he continues to play this way. We all know baseball's a very long season. That might not happen. But Goldschmidt, he's been another one who's stepped up in Giancarlo's absence. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what the Yankees end up doing to make room for Giancarlo. We just don't know when Giancarlo is coming back. We heard last month that a targeted return date for Giancarlo was around June. We'll see if that is still true, if that holds up. But real quick, I want to talk about some stuff from last night's game. Devin Williams got out of a bases loaded jam, struck out the side. He needed that. He absolutely needed that. He needed that kind of a performance. He's a guy that I don't expect to pitch as poorly as he has. I expect him to be better. Look at his numbers from previous years. He was great. He was really good. One of the best relievers in baseball for the past 4 or 5 seasons. He's been stellar. And I expect him to go rebound. And the kind of performance that he had last night against San Diego is what you need to build your confidence up. And I'm very happy for him that he had that kind of a performance. Cody Bellinger breaking up that no-hitter. Man, I'm seeing people on the Twitter sphere, on the X sphere saying, oh, we're going to get no hit. Cease looks great. We're going to get no hit. Cody said, bet. And Cody broke up the no-hitter, tied the game up at that point, too. He went 2 for 4. In his last 12 games, Cody's been playing better, hitting .286, 3 home runs, 8 RBI with a .951 OPS. Cody's been better, and I'm happy about that. We also have to talk about Max Fried with another stellar performance. His ERA entering the game was 1.01. It went up. It went up. He increased his ERA. Dang you, Max Fried. No, I'm kidding. But it did go up to 1.05. What a ridiculous ERA. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. The earned run was a home run, but Max Fried has been nothing short of being an ace for the New York Yankees so far this season. But listen, I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Joe, and until next time, signing out.